Welcome to Bridging the Gap, the Madison County Chamber of Commerce podcast, where Madison County's stories and businesses connect. I'm Sarah Pugh, the Executive Director of the Madison County Chamber of Commerce. Each episode spotlights the people, businesses, and nonprofits that make our community thrive while sharing the stories behind what they do. We're looking forward to learning more about their story and their connection to Madison County. Today I'm here with Tim Nelson with the Wallace Center of Iowa. Thank you for being here, and let's get started.
Excellent.
So for those that may not be familiar with you or the Wallace Centers of Iowa, explain more.
Well, I'm Tim Nelson. I'm a resident of Madison County, thankfully, and I've been in the nonprofit world for a long time. I'm the Director of Development now with the Wallace Centers, and we are an organization that's dedicated to preserving, I might have to get the mission statement voice on, an organization that continues the educational passion, this is not that, passion for agriculture and community that the Wallace family that has led over the last century. So we're just highlighting some great things that happened here and how we can have those things focus on the future for all of us.
Okay, so tell me more about your role. What do you do specifically?
So I just started with the organization winter time. So it's, as you can see, it's nice and spring-like already for us. But my role as the Director of Development is to find new partnerships for us locally with the organizations that we can help support at our farm with our visitors, and also from a fundraising aspect, trying to find people that can help support the historic agriculture and programs that we can put out on both of our locations.
Yeah. So why is this important, especially in Madison County?
You know, Madison County has this fantastic reputation that is throughout the entire state. People come here because they want to get close to our people. They want to enjoy the beauty of our land and then kind of get connected to how things can happen if you really focus on those two things, on the land and the people. And since that's our mission at the Wallace Centers, is really kind of connecting food, land, and people, it feels appropriate beyond belief to take some of the greatest people in the state and the greatest businesses in the state and just kind of find ways that we can partner and work together, just because I want more people to come to Covered Bridge Festival. I want more people to, come out and tour our locations and just enjoy the beauty that we get to take advantage of every day.
Yeah. So tell me about your locations.
So we have two historic locations. One is in the Sherman Hill neighborhood in Des Moines. That's the Wallace House. Both of these locations are historical, so they're open every day for tours. And at that location, we celebrate the Wallace family legacy and everything that they had accomplished. There's multiple Secretary of Agricultures, Secretary of Commerce, and obviously the Vice President role that was taken by Henry A. Wallace. So we celebrate a lot of the family stuff there. And we also have the Wallace Farm, which is near us here in Madison County. It's in Orient, so it's maybe a 10, 12-minute drive, but it's worth it through the beautiful Iowa country. And out there, we celebrate the agricultural accomplishments that the Wallace family has made over the last 100 years. So out there, there's beautiful opportunities for guests to take tours through the lands, learn a little bit more about the crops that are grown there, and then at both locations, experience what it means to have a farm-to-table experience from a farm that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And there's a gift shop at the one in Orient, is that right?
We're looking at what the gift shop could look like. But if a bunch of people that listen to this podcast and say that they have a bunch of stuff that they would like us to sell because it supports agriculture in the community, you can get my number and let's make that happen. But we do have, outside of the gift shop, a lot of the tourist experience that happens because we welcome people from across the nation, and we have a lot of international guests that are planning on visits here. So there's always opportunity for photos and experiences around that tourist side of things. Without a gift shop, I think as the Director of Development, I could find other ways for people to support when they get out there as well. But I'm excited to see what we can bring forth. We do have a really booming idea with our Abundance to Go line, which is available at both locations, where we actually take items that were created on the farm, and we grind them into spices and food seasonings, and we have those for sale. So if people want to take a little bit of the farm home with them, I highly recommend that, especially the garlic smoked salt.
Okay. So what inspired you to get involved in this organization?
I am a history nerd. One of those people that when my wife and I decided to go to somewhere on vacation, I said, "Hey, we should go to John Adams' birthplace," because I love history and the passion that people have around it and the connection it makes for the future. So when I later in life that I'm comfortable admitting, learned that we had the simplicity of a vice president that was born, nearby, that I wanted to explore everything that he was involved with. And then as I just got to know his impact further, it's shocking and almost a little bit humbling, in an Iowa pride way, that somebody that lived just down the dirt road made such an impact on the world that it is still talked about today and sought after for advice as we go forward.
Very cool. This is a big year for Wallace Centers of Iowa. You have several milestone anniversaries you're celebrating. Do you want to talk about that?
I'm going to make sure I get the facts right here, because this is a lot for people that didn't know about us just to begin with. That we are going to celebrate the work anniversaries of two companies that were started by the Wallace family. The first is Highline International, which is still in Dallas Center, so they're nearby. There's a Wallace farm there if you want to see them. But it was an organization that really worked with the egg production levels for chickens. So the probably not officially approved way for me to describe it was kind of like a show dog kind of thing. They would just use the genetic advantages for certain types of chickens just to find ways to breed them to make better egg layers. Yeah. So in 1936, when this company was started, the average egg was laying about 100 to 150 eggs per year. And because of the genetic advancements that we were able to do, that now they have eggs that produce over 350 eggs per year. So it's fantastic. Their genetics are in 120 different countries. So it made egg production systems more worldwide. More eggs are produced annually, and the eggs became the most impactful source of protein at the cost. So they still ship eggs across the world and help communities in need just with their chickens, because it's a better way to feed people faster. So that's fantastic. Their 90th anniversary is this year. So excited to work with the local people here on what they can do. And it's always nice because when you go to their website, you're going to see a lot about Mr. Wallace and the support there. The other big anniversary, and we get a call about this at least once a week now, is the 100th year anniversary for Pioneer, which is fantastic because, again, just down the road from us, Wallace was working with corn production just to make sure that it was a priority for food and not just for show. Back then, there's the Iowa Corn Show, and it was a little bit more geared towards the beauty of the cob of corn versus how much they were able to get them for production. And then I think there was a quote one time that it was attributed to Mr. Wallace that said, "A hog doesn't care about how beautiful the corn cob is." So he was able to just use, again, a lot of science and agriculture. I think that's the biggest connection that he was able to make as an individual. Henry Wallace said that science and agriculture have to be connected. But back in 1926, the corn that was produced in Iowa was provided about, checking my notes here, about 20 to 30 bushels an acre. And today it's 170 to 220 bushels per acre. So just great ways to just use that corn process. And it's fantastic to see Pioneer, Corteva at 100 years and the celebration that happens on a regular basis.
Yeah, very cool. So that's a lot of what you're doing this year, but I know you guys have had programming that's kind of evolved over the years to fill or meet the needs of the community. Can you Tell me about the programs and how you kind of work that out.
Absolutely. So, as I mentioned before, that Abundance to Go is a great opportunity for us to provide a unique experience, to-go experience for the farm to table side of things from our farm. We are continuing with a very popular Pizza on a Prairie event. So we have throughout the weekends in the summer, and their dates are on our website, wallace.org. And it's an opportunity for people to come out to the farm to experience. They can walk through there, and they can have live music that is provided for them while they eat a fresh made pizza, depending upon what the ingredients were available at the farm. So it's sometimes fun to see our chef just kind of look outside and see what's growing and be like, okay, here's what we're doing for this experience. And so that's awesome. So we're excited for that to continue this year. We're doing a lot of historical themed events, just kind of honor the legacy of the Wallace family. We're going to have a number of the family members come back here this year for the 100th year celebration for Pioneer and State Fair Days and that stuff. So we're going to have a lot of programs related to that. And then we're just continuing to find ways that we can just engage with the community. We're trying to make sure that we have educational programs for the youth, because it's lost a little bit now. I think this agriculture focus that was probably present generations before is kind of lost a little bit, because now, I've got 3 kids and they think that food comes from the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's kind of, yes, but let's talk a little bit more about everything else like that. So we are putting a lot of programming emphasis on getting the youth excited about what has happened and what can happen when people just focus on the soil and what happens from that.
Yeah, very cool. How does the Wallace Centers of Iowa connect with the local community here in Madison County?
So what we're really looking to do as we continue to expand this message sharing is that we want to have businesses from Madison County that kind of grow locally produce things represented at our farm, so that people, when they come to our location and they hear about how the soil right here has expanded across the world, then I want them to realize that other businesses that start right here can do the same thing. Mm-hmm. As a resident of Madison County myself, I live in the beautiful metropolitan of Earlham, Iowa, but I recognize how the companies that are here, the businesses that are here, that are run by the people that live here, they care so much more about the community and the product than other places, that we want to connect with them. So how Wallace Center and the Madison County continue to evolve together is by just highlighting that fact about each other. And we have free activities for people that live here to do at any time they want. Mm-hmm. So just with the tour industry out there, we're doing a big art focus this year, which is really exciting to bring people out. And I'm so excited. You can see I can't even stop talking. I'm just jumped on it. But it's interesting to be excited about agriculture and science, and I think that's almost a requirement for anybody that's in Iowa.
Yes. So community members that want to participate or benefit from your programs, they just need to check out things online to know what's happening?
So they can come out to either location at any time, 9 to 4, give us a little time to make sure things are ready for you. Those are both free. So if they want to have a historical side, they can come out there and visit. Out at the farm nearest to us now, there's trails out there that can just go out there without any programming needs. We are getting a big art focus this year. So we were selected as part of Inspire Iowa art program. So we are actually, I can't give details on it just yet, I don't think. I didn't get permission for that, but we have an exhibit coming this year that's really fantastic. And again, that's free for the community to go out there and explore the beauty that already exists on our grounds, but also some of the art that's coming out there. And then we have programs that will just continually appear on our website with different dates, both at the farm location here and the house location in Des Moines.
Mm-hmm. So from your perspective, what makes this organization so special?
I think, again, as a history nerd, I love the legacy of the Wallace family involvement in agriculture and science and community. But I think what really makes us special, it's just the inspiration that has happened from just an Iowan family caring about what happens to them, to their neighbors, to their state, to their country, to the world. The inspiration that happens from people just focusing on what good can grow, I think it's a message that probably is already shared by a lot of Iowans, but I think it's something that we really want to make sure this is uniquely focused on an organization that has really grown from the ground up.
Yeah. Teddy and I had the privilege to participate in one of your events regarding the school lunch program and some of the things that the Wallace family had participated in and how they had kind of revolutionized the lunch program through farming and collecting farmers to feed kids in school when it was a one-room schoolhouse. Like, in some of this, I had no idea. I've seen the name, I've seen the buildings, I understand enough surface level stuff, but I didn't understand the history behind it and the impact that it's had on me without even knowing. Because I've participated in a school lunch program and my child participates in a school lunch program. So to hear the history on that gave me a different perspective of what the Wallace Centers is. So I will say, as a consumer of one of your programs, I thought it was highly beneficial to understand the roots of what you're doing. And of course, they served chili and a cinnamon roll.
Oh, that seems very Iowa.
Very classic school lunch program. Yeah. So
and I that was another shocking thing for me. I didn't realize that Mr. Wallace started the school lunch program. I'm like, it kind of makes sense that a Midwest Iowa farm guy is going to be the one that cares the most about what's happening with his family's process at lunchtime for the school.
Yes, so cool. So you've talked about a lot of what's coming next for like events and things. Do you have other big picture items that are coming up for Wallace Centers?
Well, I think that is really, I guess the appropriate way to say is that we're really excited as we started with a new executive director. So last week, we welcomed our new executive director, Rebecca Stavik. She is joining us with a lot of passion on agricultural issues, on program issues. And she's spent a career just educating the community on positive things. And she's so excited to be able to do that for our organization here. So I think I'm really excited to see what path we're going to take forward, but I think it's going to be a little bit more, we're going to be louder than I think you've heard us in the past, because we want to just make sure that all Iowans can celebrate the good things that we're doing. And since we're not charging for these programs, we're just wanting to get this education out here, and we're starting to see that a little bit more already. We have when I were at at our house last week, right before we closed, we had a group of students from Waukee that came out because they just were curious about it. Someone had done a presentation and they didn't know, little connections to the Wallace family, the friendships that the Wallace family had with George Washington Carver and different things like that. They're making things happen, and I'm excited for what this year looks like and to share the mission and the message of it more.
Yeah, and see what direction she takes with some things.
Yes,
and
she's I need to get a lot more coffee going because she's got some energy and we're ready to have it happen.
Awesome. What do you hope to see from the organization in the next few years?
I think I was shocked that I didn't know as much as I could have or should have about the Wallace family, even as a resident just down the road from the farm. I have to take Earlham Road from Earlham to Wallace Road to the Wallace farm. So it's something I should have probably recognized a little bit faster than that. But I want more people to just connect with that historic side of things and feel that inspiration going forward. It's there was a fun quote I even had to read to my wife over breakfast this morning, that the only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be the doubts of today. And it's one of those things that we kind of, it makes sense from a nonprofit side of things, is if whatever we want to do, we can't say no to it now. We just have to try and make things happen. And that was a quote that Mr. Wallace had said that it kind of will always ring true from my perspective.
Yeah. If someone is hearing about the Wallace Centers for the first time, what would you want them to know?
I think that, we, with our model tagline, the connecting food, land, and people, that's a very simple thing to do that can have such a huge impact. So I think if people want to recognize the Wallace Centers for anything, that we're a hub for that purpose, to help connect people to the land, let them experience what we had there and the opportunity that exists from that. And it's a unique thing that we are able to offer. And I'm hopeful that more people can just come do it, because now's the time.
Mm-hmm. So you've talked about how people can participate in programming or show up and consume what you're offering, but are there outlets too for people to volunteer for your organization?
Absolutely. As the director of development, one of the things that I'm seeking, besides just the general donations, is people that want to donate their time to our organization. So if we have these pizza and Prairie events, if there's a group that would like to, or individuals that would like to go out and help us with that, it helps the organization, because then we don't have to hire as many staff as possible, if we can have some support from that, and have people maybe help with tours around the location if they're interested in that, and even just help with a little bit of programming if we get down that path. If there's people that really have passionate connections with agriculture and Iowa, if they want to help just share that story with the visitors, that's always a helpful thing too.
Yeah. Is there a way for them to connect with you, or is that through your website that they can connect?
Absolutely. They can connect with me anytime. My phone number, if I could give that out right now, let's do it with 515-243-7063. That takes you right to the Wallace House. So if I don't answer it, so if you call while you're listening to this podcast, then other staff there will find opportunities for you to get involved with right away.
Wonderful. Anything else you'd like to cover today?
I'm really excited about what this next year looks like, and I really, really want to encourage people to, if you don't feel like donating dollars or volunteer times, then just donate some of your steps on a daily basis to just experience the beautiful land that we have out there. So come see our historic corn plots. Come see the fact that we grow a melon out there called the Wallace melon, which is this fantastic honeydew variety that Mr. Wallace took to China in the 40s, and we're actually now hosting Chinese diplomats and agriculturalists that you hear, because they want to see how it started. But there's a lot of great things that start in the soil, and I think the best thing that people can do is to come out and start their day out there too.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. And be sure to like and subscribe and connect with the Wallace Centers of Iowa. Thank you for listening to Bridging the Gap, the Madison County Chamber of Commerce podcast, where Madison County's stories and businesses connect. We hope today's conversation gave you a deeper look at the people and passion behind our local community. To learn more about today's guest, visit their website, and for more chamber events, membership, or resources, visit www.madisoncounty.com. Be sure to subscribe, share, and join us next time as we continue bridging the gap across Madison County.